In today's video, I want to talk about one of my favorite trading tools that you're going to be able to apply on your chart today. And by the end of this video, you should be able to stay in step, in tune, and in sync and know exactly what is happening within the overall market and where the market is headed. With that said, let's hop right in. Now, first things first, I want to help you get set up. And so you should be able to pull this up whether you're on TradingView or another broker. I'm using Charles Schwab's Thinkorswim platform, and this is going to be the setup. This is how we're going to want this tool to look. So first things first, we're going to head over. We want to change our time frame to a 5-minute time frame. I like looking at a 1 day 5 minute. So now that we're on a 5-minute time frame, we should see candles. And when it comes to the actual tool, just like you'd search for any normal stock, in the bar up top, you're going to type in the $ and then TICK. Now that we've got the ticks pulled up, what we're going to do is go to drawings and we're going to click on the price level. Now, if you're on another platform, all you have to do is be able to draw out 4 different lines. And now these values for each line, we're going to have to specify. So we're going to right click and hit edit properties. So the first upper line is going to be 600. I'm going to change the style. So this line is solid. We're going to change the color. Now the color doesn't matter. The style of the line doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the value. We want positive 600. We're going to hit OK. And then you can see that line right there. And then this bottom line, we are going to do the same thing, change the line to blue, change the style, but this line is going to be negative 600. We're going to hit OK. And then we've got these 2 other lines. The top upper line is going to be positive 1000. And we can make this line red just so we can distinguish the top line from the bottom. So I like making it a different color, 1000 for value and then color red. And then the bottom line, we are going to change to negative 1000. So very simple, quick and easy setup. So now we've got our 4 levels, negative 600, negative 1000, positive 600, positive 1000. Now that you're set up, let's dive into a live lesson that I recorded inside my mentorship group where I taught my students how to use this tool. Now, what is this? I keep saying ticks. Well, the ticks are essentially what I like to call the market's fuel tank. And we're going to use a couple levels and we're going to use the ticks to actually gauge if buyers or sellers are more in control with the market. So the first thing that, we're going to do once we've set up the ticks, I typically like looking on a 5-minute time frame. I would say as a day trader, you'll utilize the ticks more, but for the purpose of this and me showing you, the ticks are going to help us, like I said, stay in step with the market and really just have a good pulse on what's happening. Now, you could probably tell there are these 4 different levels. So this is going to be, I guess, our range between, on the largest side, positive 1000, negative 1000, positive 600, and negative 600. So it should look like that, and you can change the colors and make it whatever you want. So the idea here is that when we're essentially sitting in the middle between positive 600 and negative 600, I would say this is more neutral territory. This is as if buyers and sellers are almost equally in control. There's not more selling pressure. There's not more buying pressure or buying power. When the ticks are trading in between negative 600 and positive 600, you'll see this is more neutral. Now, I've gone back, I'm showing you, like, you could look at the ticks and what's happening right now, but I wanted to show you what happened Friday, just to give you an example of how the ticks are actually going to essentially let you, without looking at SPY, know what's happening within the whole market. So you could see SPY here. We'll make sure we have the correct day pulled up, right? You can see how SPY essentially kind of held this range. We had, a high off the open, 494.32. And if we want to draw a trend line, we'll hop on a live time frame after I go through this example. We did form a high, but let's just mark out the body of the candle and then kind of the bottom of that range, 492.05. We tested that 3 times. So this was pretty much our resistance of the day. This was our support of the day. And you can see here, this is the middle, like I said, kind of buyers and sellers. Neither is more in control. The fuel tank is kind of neutral, right? And then you can see when we start to pop outside of that 600 up toward 1000, this means that more buying power is coming into the market. And you can see into the close, more buying power came into the market. Buyers took control and pushed the market up into the close, almost breaking our high there off the open. So you'll see how the ticks are going to mirror what SPY is doing, but not just SPY. You could pull up QQQ, you could pull up IWM, and most stocks are going to look fairly similar to what is happening within the ticks. So this is not, the ticks aren't mirroring SPY, they're not mirroring one specific stock or ETF. Again, it's the overall market. It's just going to give you an idea. If we're hitting 1,000, this means that buying pressure is very heavy. Typically, you won't ever see the ticks hold 1,000. If the ticks are holding 1,000, buyers are fully in control. Whereas on the other hand, if we start dipping down toward 1,000, that means there's a lot of selling pressure and sellers are in control. So I think you're starting to understand how the ticks work. Now let's actually go to a live time frame. You guys see that? It looks like off the open, we saw some buying power come into the market. Ticks actually opened above 600. Essentially right away, the sellers took over and we pulled back below 600. You can see QQQ, and if we go to SPY, you can see here. Now SPY is going to be the most correlated with the ticks, but again, this is just like the market as a whole, but obviously SPY is going to be the best representation of that. So selling pressure comes in. You can see right now we're selling off on SPY. This is on a 5-minute time frame. You know, this was a lot of buying power coming into the open, and we could see that. Unfortunately, like, you really can't see much during pre-market and aftermarket. So right now it looks like buyers and sellers kind of finding a little equilibrium, at least on this 5-minute time frame. And we could look on a 1-minute, we could look on a daily. So you can look on any time frame. It'll just give you or paint a little bit different of a picture. But what we're gonna see now is that as SPY starts to pull back, we're gonna see if that -600, if we hit that -600, if we're able to hold that. If we break below, then we look to, you know, see kind of -1,000. So it's almost like trading support and resistance in a weird way. The 600 and 1,000 is going to be a bit of resistance. That's going to be where buyers have to really push and buyers have to step in. You need a lot of buying power to break that resistance. And then same goes for the sellers on the bottom side. If you leave, this is what I used to do. I used to just leave the ticks pulled up on my chart. I'd have them on my chart all day. And you start to watch them and you're really just going to be able to get rid of any, you know, SPY, QQQ, IWM, any chart that you'd use or anything you'd look at to gauge where the overall market is trading at. You won't even need it. You'll just be able to rely essentially solely on the ticks to look at the ticks, kind of see where we're trading at. Okay, we're in between, you know, -600, +600. We're trading, you know, around 0 right now. We're at 171. You might even see, like, right now, SPY is starting to pull back. And isn't that interesting? The ticks aren't pulling back. So this is actually a good sign. It looks like buyers are holding the market right now together. And we'll see if this ends up, you know, pulling back. But if we pull back further, maybe we'll see that the selling pressure is too strong. Right now, there's still enough buyers in here taking control. So I think the 5 minutes probably the best for day trading. You can use a daily as well. Same levels apply, -600, +600, -1,000, +1,000. And this is like not a strategy to enter or exit. This isn't going to give you an entry signal or an exit signal. This is again going to help you stay in step with the market and what is happening within the overall market. So a daily time frame, a little more noise. So some time frames are going to present a little more noise than others. Isn't that interesting? So Friday, I mean, I could have known that because I can see the body of this candle on the daily time frame closed, you know, on or slightly above that 600, almost got up to the 1,000. That was this push right here. So again, this is like the fuel tank of the entire market. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you're interested in learning how to trade in the stock market, if you want to have access to see the exact trades that I'm taking, to trade live with me every single morning, and to have weekly coaching calls with myself where I'll help you and we'll dive more in depth into everything that I've learned over the last 8 years trading in the market, go ahead, click the link in the description below. You can check out my mentorship group. And if you do join, I look forward to working with you. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.